What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Blackbusters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into, or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.
Everyone deserves a chance in the driver's seat. For GM and Revolt, that means leading the way on the road to an all-electric future and envisioning a world with zero crashes, zero tailpipe emissions, and zero congestion. GM's committed to making EVs accessible for everybody. That means you too. So what are you waiting for? GM's got the keys. You grab the wheel. Learn more about an all-electric future and the 000 initiative at gm.com. GM, everybody in.
All right, let's get it. Let's go. And this thing going dumb on a Hino. It's the producer QUANNA here. I am taking over this episode of the CareFree Black Girl podcast. We just wrapped up a week at Afrotech conference in Austin, Texas. Y'all, it was a great time. The conference was filled with Black excellence, Black people in tech, like the words say, but it was more than that. They had recruiting, they had experiences, they had food, they had music, all types of things surrounding Black people in the tech field and in music and entertainment. Basically, they merged everything together. We saw Wale live. We went to a spades tournament. Your Broccoli City Fest was there. We saw live speakers, all the things. And your Carefree Black Girls even got to do our Carefree Black Girl cookout in the ATX. Shout out to Cheer Charlie's for letting us come through on a Wednesday. Over 500 people pulled up for the girls. We had Miss Girl 6, an Austin native. She came and dropped some poems on us. Flower Shark, she kept it rocking. Meek Moolah did her first out-of-town stage. Shout out to our girl Shakita B, a returning performer from South by Southwest. And of course, I did my one too, did a little performance, and I was on the mic. Well, we also got to do something totally dope, which is why you're listening to me right now. We got to do the Carefree Black Girl podcast live, featuring my good girlfriend, Cylla Senii. Listen to the episode and find out all the things. This is just a forewarning. We did have some technical difficulties, so the first 3 minutes are a little shaky, but after that, it pans out. Hope y'all enjoy the episode.
All right, you are now listening to Carefree Black Girl podcast, where we discuss all things carefree, black, and girl. So hey, it's me, it's QUANNA. I'm the producer of the Carefree Black Girl podcast. I know y'all don't see me on the shows, but today I'm filling in for the girls of the Carefree Black Girl pod. Just a little bit about us. We travel city to city, state to state to build platforms for Black women in entrepreneurship, tech, and the arts. You may have heard about our hashtag Carefree Black Girl. Please look it up and use it. All right? Today, we have our girl, Cylla Senii, from Situationships, formerly now on TV. She's also an at.What, amongst other great things. We may know the Situationship web series to talk about relationships and things of that nature, but Cylla herself is a very dynamic Black woman. She's out here setting the tone, and she is our next, I don't know, we want to put her name. But we'll let you, she our next Cylla Senii. Come on, baby. All right, Cylla, introduce yourself. Tell us about you.
Sure. So, hey, everyone. Thank you, QUANNA, for having me on the pod. Yes, I am an actress, writer, director, and producer. I am a part of the Producer Skills. I also created a series called Situationships. You can check it out now. And yeah, I love following Carefree Black Girl across the nation. They host tons of festivals. Beautiful gatherings of everything. I love it. So it's a pleasure.
So just a little bit of backstory. Cylla and I were both Georgia girls who moved to New York after graduation. And we literally ran into each other on the streets of Crown Heights. And we met each other. It was like, who is this lovely girl walking up the streets? And me, all laid back. I'm like, I need to meet her. And come to find out, we are both girls who like to party. If you got a birthday party, you got your grandma's 50th, invite us, because we'll be there. All right? So let's just get right into it. Today on the CareFree Black Girl podcast, this is only one guest. We do these episodes called the 2.0 episodes. We start off with a decent question. It could be a spicy question. It's just a question for us to get to know the speaker, right? And after we ask her the question, she lets us get to know her. We're going to play a few games so that the audience can be engaged as well. All right? We're going to start off. So you started the Situationships. It's a web series mini show. Tell us about the process of having it, in your head, in your book, to getting it on screen.
Absolutely. It's been a journey. So I actually came up with the concept in 2014.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I had just moved back to New York, right out of college. And I was like, at the time, web series were very in. I was loving everything by Issa Rae, everything by Black and Sexy. I was like, yeah, we should do this. Like, let's create it. So I banded together with a ton of my friends in New York, like our filmmakers, everything. And we literally created this out of absolutely nothing. So we filmed it. We had a big casting call. We had about 4,000 actors submit. And that was very surprising to me because it's super low budget. But a lot of people, they found that they could relate to the characters. Like, that's me, that's my friend.
So that was huge. Like, so much support that they gave at the time was absolutely beautiful. So I'm forever grateful to them. So then after that, we decided to film season 2.
Okay, and that's when we go to the next level. Okay.
Absolutely. So we filmed season 2. And then the following year, I was like, you know what? I want to try to get it on like a network or a streaming platform at the time. So, and I used to have business cards.
Okay.
I don't have them anymore.
2015, we're digital now, but we weren't back then.
I used to have business cards. So on one side, I would put like the cast photo, and on the other side, all the socials and the contacts.
Gotcha.
So, just networking in New York, I, gave my card out, and the card just traveled across New York City, and it just happened to get on somebody's desk. So Jason Torres, shout out to Jason.
Come on, Jason. I don't know you, but I'm shouting you out.
Shout out to Jason. At the time, he was working between Truly and BET, and he was like, yeah, that business card just sat on my desk for like 6 months. And one day, I decided to figure out what this was. And he was like, oh my gosh, I love this. So we ended up having a meeting, and it went great. And he was like, yeah, I think this should go on BET. And I was like, yeah, it should.
That's awesome. So, okay, say that again. So she said her card sat on his desk for 6 months, and he finally said, let me see what this is about. And then he researched, and he loved it, right?
He loved it.
So y'all, your delay.
Absolutely. Just
listen.
Get your card.
So now that we've moved, now that I know that Situationships was on BET.
Yes.
We moved on since this. So tell us the next steps with Situationships.
Absolutely.
Like, what's to come?
It's such a journey. And what people don't realize, at least with television, it doesn't happen overnight at all. That's why it takes so long. There's so many gatekeepers. So many people in a network have to say yes.
Okay.
Like, you have to go through like hundreds of people and legal teams and insurance and everything you can possibly imagine. So after that, we launched on BET in 2018. It was like a huge, beautiful experience. Loved it. And then by the next year, again, just like networking with people. At the time, I was working in development at Nickelodeon. And one of my coworkers was like, oh, let's go to coffee. So we finally got to coffee. So then I was talking with him, and I was like, yeah, I do this at work, but I also create my own content. And that's what I really want to do. And he was like, oh my gosh, like, this is amazing. And he was like, you know who my aunt is, right? And I was like, I have no idea who your aunt is. Who is your aunt? So he was like, oh, it's Mona Scott Young. And I was like, word? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I'll introduce you to her. And I'm like, really? And he's like, yes. And so every day,
You're so funny.
I know, every day at lunch, I'd be like, you didn't forget, did you? And he was like, no, I didn't forget. So then after after a couple times reminding him, he
Finally
actually
me Mona.
exactly.
You finally meet her.
He actually introduces me to her, which was super sweet. And she was like, oh, so 2 days before Christmas, 2019, she was like, come to Jersey, come to 50 Cent's office. I'm like, I will be there. And so I went, I met her, and it was so nice. Like, she was so kind. And
So
yeah,
pre-pandemic,
you
meet Mona.
I meet Mona.
She's like, I love this.
Yes.
And then what are the next steps from there?
So then, the pandemic, that was crazy. So we actually developed the series into a TV show for those 2 years. So it was a long process, but so much fun. I've gone through like multiple revisions of the script.
So you say for those 2 years, meaning the 2 years that we're currently in now, right?
Yes.
So if y'all missed it, y'all,
or
Situationships was on BET. But as it stands right now, we're in the middle of watching this show go from a web series to a mini show.
Absolutely.
So we might be getting us a long form show series. I love it.
It's going to be beautiful. So working on that. I'm also working on a movie.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world. Craig. This episode of the Blackbusters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.
Okay, so we can't really talk about the movie
talk
now.
about it too much.
Can you give us is it around the Situationships arena, or are we going in a different direction?
I really want to tell you, but I can't tell you.
All right, so no problem. I'm going to just move right along. Just staying in the same arena of Situationships, right?
Yes.
So the show is a circle. It follows a group of friends who are serial daters, right?
Right, in New York City.
In New York City. So we want to get into you and your situationships, all right? So the web series has grown. It's gone to BET. What's the biggest challenge you face as a young director?
Absolutely. I mean, the biggest challenge is really just finding either that platform or finding the funding or finding the investors or finding the production company or just finding those moving parts.
The pieces,
the gatekeepers, the people who are actually available, because a lot of times these producers, these showrunners, they are booked. Like, they have their own slate of projects. So that's another thing that I did over the 2 years. So I have situationships, but I also developed like 10 other projects.
Okay.
Because you don't just want one.
Right.
That's what my agents say. You don't want to be a one-hit maker, huh? Anyways.
So just to piggyback off that, have you ever had a situation where someone you went to for guidance took an idea of yours? And how did you navigate that?
I would say the biggest thing with anything when you're sharing IP, you need to have a lawyer. You need to protect everything. It needs to be copywritten. Try to get those trademarks. Just have everything really tightened up and keep that paper trail. You know what I mean? So as creatives, it's so important for us to protect our IP and find those really great partners that want to work with you and amplify your work. So that's really something that I keep an eye out for when I look for partnerships and sharing that content.
Yeah, just making sure that you protect yourself so that people that you are working with, they aren't just searching for ideas.
Exactly.
Because we are in vulture culture these days.
We really are. So, yeah.
Everyone doesn't have the answers, and sometimes your creative idea is really that most unique idea. So you can feel confident and you can stick with it, and you don't have to be like sending every detail of your project to people. You don't. You can send them a little taste.
Just a little taste.
Like, once we discuss the budget and all the things and we sign these contracts, then we can do the rest of it, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's vulture culture.
It's really hard out here. So, as a creative, just being as smart as possible as you can be to just tighten everything up and protect it.
Okay, I got that. Tighten, protect it. But Carefree Black Girl's trademark.
Period.
I don't play.
Period.
So if you got a Carefree Black Girl shirt out there and it's not being sold by me,
she gonna find you.
I'm watching you.
All right.
I'm coming to find you. All right. So just in the realm of work, being a boss and all these things, What has your dating experience taught you about the career and work balance? Like, what are we learning from all this?
Absolutely. I feel like, as entertainers, we're so busy and we're always traveling and we're always doing things. So finding that right partner who's okay with that, who's secure in that can be hard. You know what I mean?
Keyword secure.
Secure. Gotta be strong.
So you're saying find a partner that's within that makes you feel secure,
or not even within that.
Okay.
Sometimes it's good to date people out your industry. So, because the vibes. Sometimes, but not all the time. But you want to be with someone who actually loves you for you, who's not going to be insecure, who's not going to try to compete, anything like that.
Who knows who you are at home outside of the work life.
And loves the real you. I think that's most important.
Do you find it hard to maintain relationships with all these projects? So you said during the pandemic, while everybody was in the house taking a break, you wrote 10 shows.
I did.
So
like a crazy person.
You feel like you have to choose one or the other, or are we figuring out a way to do both?
I think you can definitely do both. I mean, I feel like it is possible, but you just have to stay focused on where you're putting as much time. Like, I can be a workaholic, so sometimes you got to...
I'm asking you this question because I know that, friend.
Exactly. So sometimes you got to reel it in. My spiritual counselor, she said, go crazy, girl. And I'm like, I don't know about that because I don't want to get distracted.
So you're like more so dating right now. You're like, okay, I'm dating. I'm figuring it out. So Cylla's dating.
Work. Okay. I'm trying to get the...
I love this. Okay, so you're saying you don't know all the answers with this dating work-life balance, but you are willing to figure it out.
We are a work in progress.
Listen, aren't we all? We love it. Okay, so that's it for the 2.0 questions, y'all.
All right.
Shout out to Cylla for being so gracious in answering those questions. I see you sweating a little bit, but you answered them. All right.
At State Farm, we're committed to uplifting Black futures. In collaboration with organizations like 100 Black Men and National Urban League, State Farm provides high school students with the opportunity to learn and apply best practice strategies for saving and investing, all while offering academic support, life skills, and exposure to college access programs to prepare these students for life after high school. Check out 100blackmen.org and nul.org to donate and learn more. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
All right, so the next segment of the show, we're going to play a few games. In this segment, we have a game called Hot or Not, where we talk about some of the most recent releases in Black girl culture. That could be movies, that could be shows, that could be products. And Cylla will tell us if she thinks they're hot or not and why. Okay. All right? And audience, I'm going to probably let y'all engage a little bit too, all right? Because I see y'all over there looking. All right, so for hot or not, we're going to set it off. So I know, I don't know if you listened to her, but I'm just throw it out there.
All right.
So earlier this year, a few months ago, Megan released this album called Traumazine. And it was all focusing on all the stuff she's been through and things of that nature. How do you feel about the album?
I did listen to the album. I will say it's hot. Like, I support Meg. And I know she's been through so much, like, in life, like, with her family and like, her career and, like, everything. So I feel like it's important for us to, like, lift her up and support her. Come on, Hot Girl Summer.
It was hot. I liked it. My favorite song from the album was Anxiety.
Yes.
Only because I felt like I was really able to get into her as a person. If y'all haven't listened to Megan Thee Stallion's album, Traumazine, she talks about essentially her trauma. Traumazine, the word means basically a state of trauma and using it as art. And so that's exactly what she did, and I really appreciate that. So I would give it a hot too because I was nervous. Because when I saw the name, I was like, I don't know what's going on with this man. I don't know what's happening. But when I heard it, I was like, we here.
Absolutely.
We here.
And I love her, the song.
I love it too. Oh, her. She. Okay. Yeah.
Me?
When I listen to that song, I feel like I'm walking like in a straight line like this. Okay, so the next up, I would say this is one of your peers, Miss Quinta, and her new series, Abbott Elementary. How are we feeling?
Of course it's hot.
Hot?
Of course it's
Audience,
hot.
how y'all feeling about Abbott Elementary?
Okay,
Hot? It's hot?
Yes.
All right. So who would you say is your favorite character, and why would you choose this character?
Oh my gosh. I definitely love her character the most. I feel like she's very relatable. And a lot of my best friends are teachers. So they absolutely love the show. And I also am a big fan of The Office. So I love the way they shoot it as well.
So sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
The Office comparison in
It's
Abbott
bad?
Elementary, I hate it. I don't know
Okay,
why.
true. I mean, she's
It
original.
rubs- no, I
regardless.
respect your opinion, but it rubs
Yeah.
it scratches my back a little bit. I don't know why. Because it's like, I didn't like The Office. I didn't get it.
I love that
It
show.
went over my head.
I love that show. I mean, you have to start from the beginning. You really actually have to commit to The Office, and then it's hilarious.
Look at my palm. It was a little bit too much for me. All right? I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just going to leave it there. I'm not gonna, but we love Abbott Elementary.
Absolutely.
So it's crazy that you said that Quinta's your favorite character because I thought that you have chosen Ava.
Oh, word.
For some
Why you say
reason,
that?
she reminds me of you so much. Like, you're so smart, but you have these moments where you're just like, I'm just here for the party, y'all. And
Sometimes
we
it
love
be like
Cylla for that.
that.
But you love the
Sometimes.
Quinta character. I
I
love that.
do.
That's interesting. It tells me a lot about you.
I'm a fan.
So moving right along, I know this is a little fresh,
Okay.
but I'm going to still ask it.
All
Did you
right.
see Wakanda Forever?
Okay. So
She about to make y'all mad. I can already tell. Like, look at
I
everybody.
don't think I should say this. Okay, so this whole week I was traveling a lot.
Okay.
So disclaimer. So I was in New York for 48 hours. I was in Vegas for 48 hours. And now I am here in Austin. And I was doing a lot in New York and I was trying to see every single friend, but I did want to go see Wakanda.
Okay.
So what I'm going to say about how much I saw, because I was moving real fast.
Okay, so when
I
you
was
say how much you
tired.
saw.
I saw some very amazing things.
Okay.
Yes, but I will have to watch it about 2 more times. Loved it. Felt the essence. I felt at home. That's how
Through
I
the back
felt.
of your eyelids.
I
sound
felt
like you
at
was in
home,
the movie theater.
and I
Tuesday.
loved it.
Audience, how are we feeling about Wakanda
Don't cover
Forever?
me.
Hot or not?
It's hot.
Do we see some head shakes? Some people not sure. I love Wakanda Forever. I'm not going to do too many
Yes.
spoilers. I was worried about.
This episode is brought to you by Undeniably Dairy. Dairy farmers are more than farmers. They're climate caretakers. They see water as a precious resource. Most farmers recycle water up to 4 times, from chilling the milk to irrigating the crops. And some even use technology to turn manure into renewable energy. To learn more about what dairy farmers are doing to make their farms more sustainable, visit usdairy.com.
About how they would keep the story going
Yes.
without Chadwick.
Some
But
of
they
the
did it
surprises
beautifully.
in there, I
Not
saw
expecting.
it.
You saw it coming?
I saw it. I seen it.
You saw it coming.
I
in
was
your head.
watching.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. You know, she said she's for the back of her eyelids.
I
She
saw
didn't say that. I said that.
I
in
saw-
my head, I figured like you
It was
were
like the
there, but
moment
you were
and
sleeping.
you must
because there's no
be
way that you
attentive.
could have been like, I don't
Listen,
know.
I'm just
Okay.
glad I made my flights.
I feel you. So moving right along. So that wraps up the hot or not segment. All right. Just so to keep my y'all so engaged. I love y'all. I love a live audience.
Most of us have clothes that we've loved for years, maybe even decades, but it's harder than ever to find clothes that will stand the test of time. If you're looking for more pieces designed to last, you can't go wrong with American Giant. From hoodies and t-shirts to denim and more, they've got everything you need to build a wardrobe that you'll be proud of for years to come. All American Giant clothing is created with a commitment to doing things better. From the materials they use down to the last stitch in every piece. And everything is made right here in America, in partnership with people and communities. Because keeping things local ensures the kind of quality you'll appreciate as soon as you receive your order. Discover the American Giant difference today. Shop wardrobe essentials that last a lifetime at American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code LT23 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com. Promo code LT23.
For our second to last segment of the Carefree Black Girl 2.0 episode featuring QUANNA and Cylla Senii, we're going to do a game of Fuck, Marry, Heal. All right? So at Carefree Black Girl, we do not kill anyone. We heal them, meaning we put praying hands on them.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Heal.
We're going to
Perfect.
give them some love. So if you hear anybody use the term Fuck, Marry, Heal, they got it from Carefree Black Girl
Exactly.
podcast.
She coming for you.
All right? I'm coming for you. No, I'm not. You can use it.
She'll look out.
So, our first group of individuals that we want you to either fuck, marry, or heal. Will be our actors.
Okay.
All right. We have Jonathan Majors from The Woman King, and he's done a lot of other great things. Winston Duke, Black Panther, the guy who does he has the dogs, wolves, and then Lakeith Stanfield. We know Lakeith. We've seen him. So which one would you screw? Sorry, we are at the Tech Festival.
Right.
Oh wow, sorry guys. But this is CareFree Black Girl Podcast, so we have to keep it authentic.
Right.
So which one would you fuck? Which one would you marry? And which one would you lay praying hands on and heal?
Okay. Well, I guess I would fuck Lakeith.
CareFree Black Girl Podcast. It's a game, guys. Please.
It's a game. I would marry Winston.
Oh, does he look so wholesome?
He does. Winston would take care of me. And I would heal Jonathan. Nothing against Jonathan. Blessings.
Nothing against him?
I don't have anything against
Just no feelings. Okay. Well, for me, this is QUANNA speaking. I would heal Lakeith because I heard him moaning on Clubhouse and I didn't like it.
Oh, you
all right,
great
so we're going to start there.
About that.
Winston Duke, definitely marriage material. I'm going to squeeze him. You know what I'm saying? He's a big dude.
Right.
And Jonathan, I would do it. I would fuck him. Like, one or two times just to see if it's good. He has that little, like, rough side. He has that sentimental side. I would definitely get up in there. I would do it.
Period.
So it seems like we both would marry Winston. So we here with that. All right. Winston. All right. So who would, in the audience, who would do Jonathan Majors? Who would marry him? Ooh, the girls is like, okay. Who would marry Winston? Okay, so we're all in agreement. So okay.
Like
Lakeith, we gotta heal him, right? We gotta heal him. He be doing too much. He do too much sometimes. We love you, Lakeith, if you're here. Oh my God. All right. So we're gonna give you a group of women.
Okay.
The legendary ones.
Okay.
All right. Again, you have to choose. Fuck, marry, or heal. Okay. This is not a testament to her sexual preference, y'all. It's just a game. All right. Exactly. She doesn't hate these women or love them. It's just a game. So we have Sheryl Lee Ralph. Okay. Taraji. And Nia Long. Which one would you doom? I'm gonna give you 30 seconds.
Okay.
Please just think on it. This is a hard one. I think it's a hard one.
Okay, I guess I would fuck Nia Long.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
I would marry Taraji.
Love her.
And heal Miss Sheryl. Nothing against her.
I gotta respect your opinion. I love you. Okay. So it's on me. All right, let me see. Okay, so I love Nia Long, but I think that right now it's a lot going on. So I'm gonna heal her. And then Taraji. Oh my God, no. I'm gonna heal Taraji. I love you. You're dope, but I just don't know. Nia, definitely want to have my one-on-one one time. You know what I mean? She probably cooks good, too. I feel like she can cook. Sheryl, whole package. She's going to cook. She's Caribbean. She's going to be telling me, like, don't let them play with you, girl. Like, I'm going to be like, okay, thank you.
Right.
She's cuddly. You know what I'm saying? And she seems loyal. She stays down. Yeah. She waited for her moment. And I feel like she could teach me a lot. So I would definitely marry Sheryl. F Nia Long, because I don't want to keep saying it, because every time I say it, y'all cringe. And I would have to heal Taraji. I love Taraji, but we're going to lay the praying hands on you today, all right? Okay. So who would marry Sheryl? By a show of hands. Yeah, I agree. What about Taraji? Taraji said, okay. And what about Nia Long? Oh, interesting. We got a lot too. Okay. Well, that wraps up the game part of the CareFree Black Girl 2.0 episode.
Health insurance plans come with deductibles and claims processes that are confusing and expensive. CrowdHealth puts you back in control of your healthcare. Each member gets a personal care advocate and access to thousands of other members ready to help pay for large health expenses. Visit joincrowdhealth.com and use code HEALTH to get your first 3 months for just $99 per month. That's joincrowdhealth.com, code HEALTH. CrowdHealth is not health insurance. It's a totally different way of paying for healthcare. Terms and conditions may apply.
So moving right along, before Cylla goes, I want her to leave y'all with some CareFree keys. So the CareFree keys is all about, like, what would she tell a young actor? What would she tell a young playwright? What would she tell somebody that's looking to just go out in this world and change it?
Absolutely. I feel like the biggest thing for young actors, creatives, producers, talent is to go ahead and create. Just start. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of considerations or they want things to be perfect. But, that time might not come. Like the best time is now. We're in the present. And I feel like there's no better time than now and getting that fire, getting clear on what you actually want to do. Like, don't get distracted by what someone else is doing or what looks hot. Like, what does that actually mean to you? What does success mean to you? What would your dream be? And why haven't you started? Like, really do that inner work and really try to identify, like, what is getting in your way? Remove those blockages. Start, make a plan, write it down, and just do the work. Nobody wants to work anywhere. But you have to do it. And then another thing, it's all about the connections too and those relationships and building those things. Like we're here at Afrotech. It's like a huge place to create those connections with people and really foster them authentically as well. You never know where they can go. So many times you might work with someone early in your life and you might meet up with them again. So I feel like the biggest thing is really follow what's in your heart, and whoever told you not to do that, ignore those people, because whatever those limiting mindsets might be, I think that's the biggest thing. Get that out of the way and think, do, and be that thing now.
So what I'm hearing is something that I heard my grandma say, fail up, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when you start something, what you have today may not be what it ends up being. So for example, CareFree Black Girl Cookout started out as a picnic with 10 friends. We now travel 12 countries. We have thousands of people that come out to the cookout. Yes. And sometimes things happen, right? So people don't show up, they don't and then you learn after doing it so many times, okay, now I need to have 7 people on staff versus my 5 that I know I need. We need these 2 backups. We need a showrunner. Maybe the showrunner from last week, he got a little fatigued, so maybe I need to get a backup person. So it's all about just doing it, starting out, as Cylla would say, and failing up, because you can only get better by trying, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. All right, girlfriend. Yes. So this has been a quick little chat. I kept it brief because I know y'all are standing up and y'all want to see other different things. But this has been a 2.0 episode of CareFree Black Girl Podcast featuring me, QUANNA. If you want to listen to the CareFree Black Girl Podcast, we are on Revolt Podcast Network. You can just search us at #CareFree Black Girl. I'm going to let my guest see herself out.
Sure.
Via the pod.
Absolutely. So I'm Cylla Senii. Thank you so much, QUANNA, for having me on CareFree Black Girl. You can find me on all socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Cylla Senii, CYLLA SENII. And anything Situationships, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Situationship NY or Situationships on Facebook.
Alrighty, don't forget to follow CareFree Black Girl. That's at CareFree Black Girl Inc. on Instagram, CFBG Pod on Twitter, and if you want to follow me on any of the networks, it's QUANNA MC on everything. So that's QUANNA MC on all social platforms. Once again, thank you, Afrotech, for having us. Yes. If you guys are around tomorrow, we have our event 1 to 5 at Cheer Up Charlie's. It's the actual CareFree Black Girl Cookout, and we would love to have you guys there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we have free food for the first 100 people.
All right.
Cylla, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you all for listening. We are so grateful for your time. And this is us saying goodbye.
Bye.
Health insurance plans come with deductibles and claims processes that are confusing and expensive. CrowdHealth puts you back in control of your healthcare. Each member gets a personal care advocate and access to thousands of other members ready to help pay for large health expenses. Visit joincrowdhealth.com and use code HEALTH to get your first 3 months for just $99 per month. That's joincrowdhealth.com, code HEALTH. CrowdHealth is not health insurance. It's a totally different way of paying for healthcare. Terms and conditions may apply. With every monthly bill, like rent and car payments, you know exactly what you're getting when you pay for it. But health insurance plans feel like the total opposite. They're confusing and expensive. Then when you actually have to use your benefits, there are deductibles, claims, processes, and other red tape to deal with. But CrowdHealth puts you back in control of your healthcare. CrowdHealth is simple, transparent, and affordable. As a member, you'll get a personal care advocate who is with you every step of the way to help navigate the complexities of health events. They'll even negotiate bills on your behalf and could save you thousands of dollars in the process. Plus, you'll get access to thousands of other members who are ready to help pay for large health expenses. Experience healthcare freedom with CrowdHealth. Visit joincrowdhealth.com and use code HEALTH to get your first 3 months for just $99 per month. That's joincrowdhealth.com, code HEALTH. CrowdHealth is not health insurance. It's a totally different way of paying for healthcare. Terms and conditions may apply.
It's harder than ever to find clothes that will stand the test of time. But if you're looking for pieces designed to last, you can't go wrong with American Giant. From hoodies and t-shirts to denim and more, they've got everything you need to build a wardrobe that you'll be proud of for years to come. Shop wardrobe essentials that last a lifetime at American-Giant.com and use LT23 to get 20% off your first order. That's 20% off your first order, American-Giant.com, code LT23.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tone, one half of the best black movie review podcast in the world, Craig. This episode of the Black Busters podcast is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Prime is more than just free shipping. Prime brings you closer to the things you care about today through shopping, streaming, and savings. For example, did you know that you can listen to your favorite podcasts, like ours, through Amazon Music? Yup. You can also watch your favorite movies, like the ones we review on Blackbusters on Amazon Prime Video. Yup. But it doesn't stop there. You can use Prime to get more out of your interests. From purchasing behind-the-scenes books about your favorite movies to listening to soundtracks of your favorite films. Yup, and yup. Whatever you're into, or just getting into, Prime can help you get closer to it. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to sign up. From movies and music to passions and podcasts, it's on Prime.